Welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, a Game of Thrones. Maybe it's a mod, maybe it's not. Is it roleplay focused? There have been some questions raised. The wall is about to fall. They're absolutely winning this battle is the crazy part. They have tons of battles won. It's just that all this area is captured and no one's retaking it. So, the wall is about to fall. The Iron Islands has captured what I'm guessing is Seaguard. Maybe this is Seaguard. No, that's Krogan. They've captured Seaguard and a huge part of the north. They've also captured south of the New Gift. It's just, this is a dark time for some parts of the Seven Kingdoms. Pentos, Lys, Myr, Braavos, all having a rough time. Lys is now basically like half of it is a pirate kingdom. They've lost all of their coastal estates. Volantis is growing huge, although they are currently in a battle with Pentos. And Pentos is easily going to win, as we can see here. The massive set of armies. More allies showing up regularly. But that's not our concern. Our concern is a tournament. A tournament. Contestants march onto the field, taking their places around the sparring quad as the herald announces the contest's commencement. The squared-off ring is being looked over in the background, rattled and shaken to ensure that no give should a contestant crash into it. The dual qualifiers have come to an end, and it's clear who will be put forward for the quarterfinals as it stands. The varied pitches and volumes of the crowd's cheers leave no question as to the favorites. For my first bout, I have been paired against my son, Lord Orys. Ho, 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 ho. He's strong. Oh, a new knight. I see. A new knight. He doesn't look very strong, but my son is quite strong, and I am stronger. Oh, yes, there were a bunch of... I swing and push. Oh, sorry. I swing and swing again, battering away at Orys' guard. A hefty shoulder push sends him skidding backwards, legs akimbo, and I see a golden opportunity. Acting entirely on instinct, I swing my leg through a long arc, the foot thudding into his groin with a heavy thud. Orys lets out a cry, somewhere between a gasp and a cough and a groan. Trembling fingers barely grasp the weapon as his eyes immediately cross with pain. Within seconds, he is doubled over, barely able to stand. Now I can... double down, or I can apologize. Yeah, sorry, son. I didn't mean to hurt your junk. I need you to have more kids. There were a lot of marriages in the between part. A screeching chorus of metal on metal rings out as two blades scrape down each other's lengths, sparks glittering as they fall to the ground. I look for an advantage, thinking back to when I instinctively kicked my opponent in the groin. The duel is so close its victor could be either of us. We advance upon each other once more. We are both battered, both tired, and there can only be one winner. Are you scared? Are you ready? A sonorous blow rings out as my weapon glances off a helmet, my opponent staggering backwards in a daze. I follow up quickly, a swiped feint left, a hammering blow right. I advance as my adversary backpedals desperately, my sword barely being deflected by the barest of margins. I sense a win and rush to claim it before Orys recovers. I catch the strong of his blade with the last of a quick string of blows, breaking his grip and sending the weapon spinning into the dirt. The judge calls an end. I have won. So we need to pause here and probably educate a number of Belaerys I've summoned from across the world, from parents who are somewhat less studious than one would like. Also, there was my traitor son, who's now wandering the world. I needed to get the kids away from him. It's treason, then. Diplomacy, my good girl. Diplomacy. Now, there are some cadet branches of my line. There's 2 cadet branches, and I'm trying to marry them into the Targaryens to end those lines, to end those families, and boost the Targaryens. It's not working so well, but I want to, you know, get the house back under one roof again. This is learning, right? Yeah. Hit the books, kid. Intrigue. It's that guy. Or Rain. My bad son. We don't talk about him. We don't talk about Rain. We don't talk about Rain. Dracarys. It's like Dracarys. Alright, we got him locked in. That's going to be a strong-wedded baby. Yep. That's a Targaryen who's going to have a nice war husband. She's going to have a nice war husband. And they're going to have extremely strong, genetically superior children. Meanwhile, back at the duel, Lord Paramount Orys, my bout was to be against my fellow contestant, Captain Amory, but he has conceded. Interesting. I wonder why. I mean, he's a 63-year-old man, but he's dueling a 56-year-old man. We're not too far apart. He's quite strong as well. He would have had a great chance. I thought it said he conceded, but now we're fighting. A screeching chorus of metal on metal rings out as 2 blades scrape down each other's length, sparks glittering as they fall to the ground. I look for advantages, thinking back to when I instinctively kicked my opponent in the groin. I am winning this match. Oh, it says I have 100% down here. Anyway, we'll just select the best option then. And the bout between Lord Tristan and Lord Quintain has been decided. It was closely fought, but in the end, Tristan was declared the winner in a resounding judgment. He's through to the finals. The dual semifinals are over. Lord Paramount Orys and Lord Tristan have reached the final. This is the final bout. Lord Tristan is all that remains. He's strong, but I'm stronger. He's Herculean, though, which is kind of scary. Lord Tristan... good to see you. I can do this. Cuffing some dirt away from my eyes, I steady myself as the hoots and hollers of the crowd rain down around me. Tristan is a little way away, the pair of us having disengaged briefly to catch our breaths. The baying of the spectators quietens? I guess that is a word. I would have just said quiets, right? A bit as we begin to circle each other. One wrong move could end this fight in an instant. Tristan's eyes narrow almost imperceptibly As we circle, I notice a puff of dust being thrown up under Tristan's right foot every time he takes a step. It's almost like Tristan is limping slightly. If I jink right here, I'll be able to find out. A screeching chorus of... I'm going to draw him in. What, are you scared? Another victory. Turns out bluffing your opponent is a great way to do things. Our courtly hunters. A building is not working in the Sept of Hugor's Hill, and that's the Duchy building. Interesting. Because I don't hold the title of the Duke of Andil Mark anymore. I think I will give this away to the High Lord. I will give the Sept. We've held it for a very long time. Must hold the Lordship of Coronel. Okay, but I can't give that away because it has a legendary shrine. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to give it to just literally anybody in the family. By literally anybody, I of course mean the person with the best stewardship, who doesn't already own something. Orys Belaerys. Not part of my court. Belaerys. Congratulations. You will steward this land for me. Keep a watch over it. I'm gonna lose that martial per level of devotion and all this other stuff, but that's okay. Probably gonna lose quite a bit of piety as well, but I'm starting to hold too many duchy titles. It's making me really nervous for when I move to another character. And my holdings are also quite high, especially because at some point these are going to flip over from being ruins to being full settlements, and they currently have the ruin tag, which gives me +1 domain limit, and when that's gone, it's going to be very difficult to control all of them. So back to the tournament. Captain Oliver is dead. I don't know who he is or what happened, but I also don't care. Lose stress, let them get blind drunk, or act smugly superior. Do like acting smugly superior. You know what we could use is a couple of good spies. I need stress reduction. So, of course, I gain stress to lose stress, like a logical person. Could certainly do worse than having more spies, though, to be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting plots. Plots on plots. Why did my qualifications drop? Rogar failed to tame Meles. Unfortunate. Oh, I lost, like, a bunch of martial from losing Hugor's Hill. That may not have been the best choice, but here I am. I take my horse to be freshly shod before the opening of the melee contest, carefully watching Maela's apprentice trim my expensive beast's hooves. I have a bad feeling about the youngster, and sure enough, the first nail is far too long. The beast kicks savagely, narrowly missing Mael, and limps about the shop in distress. The apprentice runs after Prince. The stallion will need a replacement shoe immediately. He costs more than 5 years of your wages, fool. I expect this to be free. Wow. That sucked. Wow, Elona. She's dead, and I'm happy about it. I don't really remember her either. I mean, I kind of remember her first name. To some extent. What a fascinating character. Alright, I could use the score increase. And it got me over the line. Brightmoor gained lackluster administration. That's not great. We're gonna have to solve that because that's one of my good, nice, expensive areas. So we're gonna have to leave manage royal guards, which is really unfortunate. Glory will be ours. Horses thunder past in the fray. My charge sends me clear of the conflict, and I circle back in a wide loop to observe. Immediately, my eye is caught. A knight lays about themselves with vigor, ferocity, and no little skill, unhorsing an opponent, then dismounting to continue the battle. They are clearly a cut above their hapless adversary, and soon have them at their mercy, collecting a healthy sum of gold as ransom payment. Those emblems look familiar to me, but it's hard to make them out. I trot closer and dismount, calling out to the figure, but they steadfastly march away in search of new foes. I must know who that is. It's quickly clear that my presence is not welcome. The knight throws nervous glances over their shoulder at me and wends an erratic path through the melee to throw me off, but I will not be deterred. Eventually, I catch up to them, a hand on their arm, and pull their helmet off. I let out an involuntary gasp. Of all the people, it is my son Orys. He can offer only a small smile towards my agape mouth, and hold out a gesturing arm back towards the swirling fray. We have no time to waste asking questions, he cut off my protestations. We have a battle to win. All right, watch my back. You must show me your skills. Very well, Jane Belaerys. Welcome to the world, kid. Exhausted, I stagger into the austere comforts of a refuge. All around me are competitors from both sides, armor rent and twisted, swords blunted and chipped. Squires and servants scurry around, helping their charges. I spy few of my teammates restoring themselves. They greet me wearily as I slump down beside them, weary and aching. Watching from the shady position, I can see a resourceful market seller readying some hastily assembled food and drink to sell to the shattered fighters. Orys and Orys, that's my uncle Orys and my son Orys, watch the seller with some hope while Jonah Fall cheerfully mumbles something about a speech. Beckon the seller over. My team's score increases. So it turns out my best chance is to win in the field. The ploy was a stunning blow. The tide shifts in my team's favor. Multiple riders breaking free as we overwhelm their flank, racing away towards the opposition's camp. We can only hope they reach it before the same happens to us. It is impossible to call which side is closest to prevailing. There is still all to play for. I can see the heralds begin to make their way onto the field to signal the conclusion of the event. The end draws near. One more push. Queen Mother of the North wants to marry my old... Sure, why not? I have no thoughts on the matter. We lost. Lord Morod's team has beaten Lord Edwald's. Even a Lord Paramount can't win them all. Some say this tournament put him deeply in debt, that crazed Lord Paramount. The sun comes down on the final day of the tournament, and the massed crowds begin to disperse. I find myself ruminating over the results. Lord Jarman's team carried the day in the melee. Lord Roland's horse finished first in the horse race. Lord Edwell broke numerous lances to prove their quality in the joust. My superiority with the blade led me to take home the prize in the duel. I fulfilled my goal of winning a contest. I look forward to the next one. What item did I get? What's new, Scooby-Doo? Coming after you. By the way, I found out that all those dragon eggs that are missing, they hardened and crystallized into... they fossilized into pedestal eggs. I had one, and now a bunch of people have them. And they've been selling them around the area. Let's see what we got. Is this it? The prized bull? Alright, that's fine. I feel like I paid a lot of money for that. Still, it was a great tournament. The wilderness is calling out to me. It's been too long since I last hunted. Out there in the hills of Stormlands, there are plenty of cunning deer. One of them would do well at my dinner table tonight. My next hunt won't cost me any money. Why not have a hunt now, then? Why not have a hunt now? I could just hunt in Storm's End. Or the Cloud Forest. Wow. Or the perfect Kingswood. Alright. We're going to keep it smaller. No fellow vassals. Knights are okay. I think none of my own vassals either. My liege. We still have 189 people on this list, even having reduced it so much. Shit, I don't have the money to pay you for those secrets. Yeah, I managed to turn my money problems around. Hold on. Lordship of Orys. Where the hell is this? I see, I see. Here we go again. Jail. Would you know it? Surprisingly, jail. Too much of a good thing. Now what I'm going to do is dismiss her as my concubine. Then invite her back. traveling. Makes sense. Makes sense. We just had to avoid getting another stress break. We're going hunting specifically to stop the stress breaks. We know how dangerous the situation is. That's a new lifestyle. Okay, I have whole body. Perfect. So I'm pretty close to having as much health and life as one can have at this point. The next thing to do is to close out my legend when I get a chance in 11 months. It's draining a huge amount of money from me. And then one of these was ready to upgrade, right? Over here. 776. Now, with summer ending, the money pile is going to reduce. Let's see. We came here to hunt stag, okay? Oh, spend some time with my wife. Lose tons of stress with my wife. I wonder how they did that. So it looks like I'm capped out at 80%. My vassal is... Are you a Belaerys? No, you're just a guy. Jail. Can't go against me and my family, my dynasty. We're gonna get him with the bow. Yeah, we're still capped out. Watch this. Got him. That's how you do it. I brought a whole squad of people, but they weren't needed. I got it done myself. My acquaintance, Prince David. I'll take it. Ah, the Dorns. We love the Dorns around here. Huge armorists. My concubine is being re-added to that particular list of people. I'm done pardoning people. I think they should get indulgences if they really want to not be arrested. My courtier is scheming against my courtier. Would you know it? Jail. I don't know you. I don't know your kid either. Jail. Rhaenyra Targaryen has claimed Urbarion. Excellent. Man, the next Dance of the Dragons is going to be wild. There's like 20 plus Targaryen dragons that are owned. There's like dozens of Targaryens now. Let's take a look. I continuously am marrying away people from my family into them. Yeah, there's like 76 Targaryens. The next dance is going to be an absolute devastation for the entire continent. They're going to destroy Westeros with dragon on dragon combat for sure. It's not just the number of dragons. They also have the dragon riders to back it up. Unless one side has a real serious advantage, it's going to be nasty. Called to become regent. Recognition. King Alex has declared war on Prince Rovaro of Pentos. Saying goodbye. I don't want to wait. I am interrupted at court today as my courtier Visenya hurls herself toward me, pointing and screaming heretic on her way. Ah, your claim that the Lord Paramount Orys has powers even beyond the father himself. Heresy of the highest degree. She sounds like a lunatic to me, but mutterings around the room would indicate some agree with her already. We shall convince them. We must stop this villain. Did I get any more secrets? Nope. Not a one. Alright, so this is going to secure Nolos. And I think it's so small, we're going to hand it off to another Belaerys. They'll get control of this. I mean, it's alright. It's okay. It comes with, 5% holding taxes, $2 here. This ain't the worst. This isn't the worst thing ever. I think that this is a nice little starter colony for somebody. And it allows us to, control the unshielded sides of the city of Valyria. Right? Like, there's this whole mountain range people could sneak up into the city through. We definitely want that under our control. Just like we got the ports under the control. All the city gates except the southern one. We probably want to get that at some point. My son, Lord Orain, is of a fellow mind to my own. Together, he and I have spent many a night deep in theological conversations on the nature of faith, the Andal warlords of old, and the proper way of displaying our devotion to the Seven. Thus, when you meet together for your morning prayer, his new countenance comes as a shock, but not as a surprise. My father, he bows, and I get a cleaner look at the seven-pointed star carved onto his forehead, angry and red as fresh wounds are. Our conversations have led me to an epiphany, and I hope that you may follow suit to this righteous path. He reveals a dagger and offers the handle to your hand. Let's see here. You get scarred. Interesting. I gain 7-pointed scar. Interesting, but I don't need it because I'm literally the super pope. The 7 do not seek our mutilation. That would look cool as fuck, though. Some real Lancel Lannister vibes there. A ruin no more. Morys is a grand castle. Now, is this place worthy of settling down? I think it's a little small for my taste. Yeah, I mean, Valrios is going to be where I want to put my attention. So, we'll prime the pump here. Give them a little something to get started on. We want a trade port. I don't know if we can afford it. We'll have to wait a hot second for the trade port. And then hand it off to somebody. Well, my steward Smith is getting old and infirm. Not good. It's always bad. It's bad business. All right, trade port locked in. Then we search for Belaerys. My son Jothos. Interesting, maybe, but no. Valar Belaerys. You have a pregnant wife. Okay. Okay. I can grant you the titleage here. Well. Now, did you bring your wife with you? I think so, yes. At Lord Valar's court. Excellent, excellent. Don't want to separate the family. Keep everybody together. We'll need to level this up again next. It's the next big project, but things are really coming along. I don't even see why you're so keen to get involved, Orys, says Lord Lothar. It's not like our grievances lie with you. More of these backstabbers taking shots at the king. I can get an indebted hook on him. Or I can force him to not join hostile factions. Yeah, I didn't learn anything for a while now. We are in desperate need of stress loss. I need to get myself away from this place. Prince Bedad the Good of Dorne. We're going to need $131. I mean, I joined that war as that guy got arrested, so it was over already. He's dead as well. That is unfortunate. He was our big ally. He was our big papa ally. But we also control... The Iron Throne just straight up controls Pentos now. That's a nice big solid chunk of area, I'm gonna be honest with you. Make Essos Westeros again. A new Valyr for a new Valyrian. I mean, all we have to do is just avoid using blood magic, right? That was what really brought the downfall. The decadence. So here we go. Ribomoxis for stress loss. Play the Ribomoxis. There we go. There we go. There we go. And it's funeral time. We'll hold it for our uncle, actually. He's special to us. We're gonna allow no vassals, no potential lovers. I hope the king will show up. Would you know it? Jail. It's a miracle. Lord Paramount Orys, his power is known to all. He is mystical, as many members of his bloodline have also been quite mystical. Legendary Shrine. We're gonna put it in Skane. Sure. That's the last one I can put it in, so... Evangelize the realm. Reassert the holy mission. Both of those are more or less useless. I feel like the realm is almost fully Sevenus at this point. Oh, we did lock in up here as Sevenus now. Interesting, interesting. And we locked in parts of Valyria, the parts that, you know, are currently fully built and not ruins, so... Yeah, Skane, huh? Putting a legendary shrine up here. Alright, we need the money for that. Make sure to reset our courtiers so that they are concentrating on getting me new legends rather than spreading legends we don't have. Excellent. Excellent. They're spawning at an incredible rate now. Maybe instead of killing off the branch families, I should be marrying into them. And letting my family degrow. So this is Orys Belaerys has claimed Melis. Yes, yes, this is my son. Nice work, my son. Excellent. Fantastic. Train up the children of the court, will you please? Your nephews. And then you have a 30. Wow, you're strong as hell. And also, Melis is one of the strongest dragons in the world. Wow, he's actually the captain of my army. Hell yes. This is a great person to have as the strongest dragon. That's what they call him, the strongest dragon. Ah. Excellent. Would like to try to get another child or two. Echoes of ice and fire. Jack the Smiling Knight. A mighty and feared warrior known as Jack the Smiling Knight is reportedly wandering my realm in search of employ. He hails from Storm's End, and there is a certain air about him, furious yet somewhat hostile. Jack the Smiling Knight was a dangerous member of the Kingswood Brotherhood. A mad and formidable robber knight, he and the Brotherhood terrorized the Kingswood, evading capture with the aid of the local small folk and primarily robbing and kidnapping nobles. The Smiling Knight came to blows with several famous Kingsguard and swordsmen. This included Barristan Selmy, Jaime Lannister, and finally Sir Arthur Dayne, who slew him with the great sword Dawn. Such a man could serve me well. How strong are you? Not very strong, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's crazy to think that this guy got away with so much. Can I ask you to take some vows? That would be so funny. I gotta send Spoon a picture of this. Hold on a sec. He's gonna love this. Amazing. Amazing. That's one of his favorite characters, because he goes up against some of the strongest swordsmen and continually escapes. Spoon is, of course, one of the... What do the fandoms call it now? Power scaler? He's a power scaler. I mean, it's funny because George R. R. Martin, on one hand, will tell you who's the best swordsman, and then on another, he'll say, but none of that matters because every fight is its own situation. Jail. Surprisingly, jail. Wouldn't you know it? Murder secret. That's a good one. Vanished. Vanished. A new perk? Scheming against my granddaughter? Vanished. Jail. Sorry, I forget which one I'm doing right now. I think it's jail. Learn on the job would be great for me. Maybe to recover some of that martial that I lost. Knight tutelage. We have a new legend. Another custodian of the Sevenest Holy Site. My father died quite young. It would be nice for him to have received a sort of legend about him so that he could be remembered as all of his other ancestors did, because I think a lot of the people in my line all got time to have a religious legend about them. So we're gonna hype man him. given policy of cutting the part where I do all of the legend spreading, we're probably just going to end the episode here at 45 minutes. But, stick with me. What if you put something in the comment section about how this map currently looks? There's no Vale, but a Vale-sized chunk of Essos belongs to Westeros. Crazy. The North is in deep troubles. The Wall is standing, somehow, incredibly. What a time. What a time to be recovering Valyria. Such a small, sheltered land down here, and yet so powerful, so wise.